Imagine starting from a situation where your money loses value by the hour. Not by a little, but by so much that what you could buy in the morning is unaffordable by the afternoon. Not 5% inflation, not 50% inflation, but a staggering 585%. That was Poland in 1990. A country stuck in the ruins of the Soviet collapse, with a currency that was basically useless, and an economy that seemed destined for failure. And yet, fast forward just a few decades, and this very same country is outgrowing China in terms of per capita income growth and is about to overtake Spain's standard of living. How did a nation once written off as a broken Soviet satellite transform itself into the economic ninja of Europe? It's a story of discipline, reform, resilience, and quiet determination that turned hardship into opportunity and obscurity into leadership. When the Soviet Union collapsed in 1991, Poland wasn't exactly standing on solid ground. Factories were outdated, infrastructure crumbling, and decades of central planning had left the economy inflexible and fragile. Unlike East Germany, which got absorbed into the wealthy West German system, Poland had no savior. It had to rebuild on its own. For a nation of just under 40 million people, the odds were stacked heavily against them. And yet, somehow, Poland managed to pull off something extraordinary: steady, stable growth for more than 30 years. This consistency is the real miracle. While Germany slowed down, France stagnated, and Spain got hammered by the 2008 financial crisis, Poland quietly climbed, year after year, at about 4% annual growth on average. It doesn't sound spectacular in the short run, but here's the magic of compounding: keep it up for 3 decades and suddenly you leapfrog countries people thought you'd never catch. That's why today, Poland has already overtaken China in per capita terms and is breathing down Spain's neck. The foundation of this miracle lies in something that economists call shock therapy. In Poland, it came with the name Leszek Balcerowicz, the finance minister who launched the now famous Balcerowicz Plan in 1990. It was bold, painful, and extremely risky. The idea was to reform everything at once rather than drag the pain out over years. Overnight, the government slashed its deficit by 10% of GDP, raised interest rates to an eye-watering 36% per month to crush hyperinflation, liberalized prices, privatized state-owned companies, and opened the door to private and foreign investment. For ordinary Poles, this was brutal. Unemployment rose, prices shot up, and the social safety net crumbled. But within a few years, inflation collapsed, stability returned, and growth took off. Balcerowicz later explained his strategy with a simple line: bitter medicine is easier to swallow in one gulp than in small doses. He was right. And Poland emerged from the 1990s with a foundation for long-term success. Once stability was achieved, Poland started to industrialize and export. Today, it's not Germany, but Poland that exports more relative to the size of its economy than any other EU country. More than 60% of its GDP comes from exports. But here's what's really impressive: it's not overly dependent on just one industry or one customer. Cars, electronics, IT services, furniture, you name it, Poland produces it. And while Germany is a key client, Polish goods reach across the continent and beyond. Diversification is Poland's hidden strength, and it's the reason the country has been so resilient in the face of crises. This export engine was supercharged in 2004, when Poland joined the European Union. EU membership acted like rocket fuel. Billions in subsidies poured in for infrastructure, agriculture, and education. Investors suddenly saw Poland as safe, stable, and cheap, a perfect combination. Foreign factories and companies rushed in. By 2023, Poland had become the 14th biggest recipient of foreign investment in the world. Meanwhile, millions of Poles gained the right to work abroad, sending money home, learning new skills, and sometimes returning with experience that helped fuel new businesses. What's even more impressive is how Poland managed to survive global shocks almost untouched. The 2008 financial crisis wrecked Spain, Ireland, and Greece, and even slowed down Germany. Poland. It barely flinched, becoming the only EU country to avoid recession during that period. The same happened during COVID-19, just a short dip, then a quick rebound. This consistency has given Poland a rare commodity in Europe: credibility. Investors, governments, and even ordinary people now trust that Poland can handle shocks and keep growing. And here's where I want to hear from you. Is Poland's model something other developing countries could copy, or is it a unique case that only worked under very specific circumstances? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to see what you think. And if you're enjoying this deep dive, don't forget to hit like. It really helps this video reach more curious minds like you. Of course, every growth story comes with new challenges. For years, Poland thrived on being a source of cheap, skilled labor. But wages are rising fast. That's good for workers, but it also means Poland can't rely on being Europe's low-cost factory forever. Now it has to climb the value chain. More advanced manufacturing, green technologies, digital industries, and innovation. The good news is that it's already happening. Cities like Warsaw, Kraków, and Wrocław are turning into regional IT hubs, attracting global tech companies and startups. Poland is showing signs that it can make the leap from factory power to innovation leader. The most dramatic symbol of Poland's rise is the comparison with Spain. Measured in purchasing power per capita, what people can actually buy with their money, Poland is now virtually neck and neck with Spain. That's astonishing. In the early 1990s, Poland was poor, unstable, and struggling to break free of its communist legacy, while Spain was seen as a modern, successful Western European economy. Today, the roles are about to reverse. For Poland, this isn't just about numbers, it's about pride. It's about proving that a country once dismissed as backward can not only catch up, but even overtake its Western neighbors. So what lessons can we take from Poland's story? First, consistency beats flash. 4% growth a year may not grab headlines, but over time, it changes everything. Second, shock reforms, though painful, can pay off if they set the foundation for long-term stability. Third, diversification is survival. By not relying on just one sector or one customer, Poland built resilience. And finally, integration matters. EU membership gave Poland the access to markets, money, and opportunities it needed to turbocharge its growth. But perhaps the biggest lesson is this: never underestimate the quiet players. While the world focused on Germany, France, or China, Poland quietly transformed itself into Europe's rising power. So here's my question for you. Do you think Poland will keep climbing and maybe even challenge Italy or France in living standards? Or will rising wages and new global challenges slow it down? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to subscribe for more hidden stories of global economics and geopolitics. Thanks for watching.